Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video is late for two reasons. Number one, I was waiting for my acne to clear. Number two, I was really trying to nail how to, fish braid. Can you guys see that I fish braided my hair? And that's it. Those are the only reasons why this is late. Anyway, we're here now. I'm super excited to do a pick a card on what the fuck is going on with our lives. Okay, so as you guys know, before I start reading, I like to go into a little bit of a diatribe. My latest pet peeve is when people think you should stick to one thing. It's like you should either just dance or sing. You can't do both. Have a normal life and you can't have like other interests. You do something professional like numbers stuff, and you can't do anything else. I feel like people are pegged as being all over the place if they have multiple interests, and I think that's such bullshit. I personally don't trust people that only have one interest. If that's you, I don't trust you. I don't care what you say. I feel that, especially in this day and age, thanks to internet and technology, humans are getting faster and faster, and their thoughts, feelings, it's like our bodies are catching up to the speed of the internet. So it only makes sense that we would also have evolving interests. Anyway, if someone's giving you shit for not being able to stick to a niche, I think that they can go fuck themselves. Without further ado, let's go into your reading. Today's reading is what the fuck is going on with your life and with my life. You know the drill. I never know what these cards are gonna say. Oh, and thank you so much for everyone that commented at my last video. I love seeing comments and hearing how it resonated with you guys. It's like such a treat. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, because why not? Anyway, all my cards, private session information, social media contacts are all in the description below if you would like to check them out. One of my posts recently went viral on TikTok, so that was super cool, and I know that a lot of you guys found me through TikTok, so thank you for following me and finding me on YouTube. Really appreciate y'all. So I have 4 piles in front of me. Piles 1, 2, 3, or 4, and let's get straight into it. Hey group number 1, welcome back. Okay, so these are your cards. I have no idea what it's gonna say. I always pick these pretty live, literally minutes before the shoot. Everyone's been wondering where the life is headed, especially after this quarantine. So let's see. You will never know. Maybe really amazing things around the corner. So stay open, okay? All right, so we get 8 of Pentacles, the Lovers, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Moon, and Knight of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. All right, I get Gemini energy here. Earth, a lot of earth actually, a little bit of water, no fire. So if you have fire in your chart, this might not be for you, but also the signs are not super important, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on with your life. I see in the past there was some kind of financial loss, bleeding of money. If it's not money, it's bleeding of energy, but it's kind of money related. And I feel right now there's a lot of confusion around where to put your energy when it comes to work. So maybe during this pandemic or quarantine, you've realized that maybe other people don't work as hard as you, or maybe you overextend yourself and you're like, what the fuck, I don't want to do that anymore. There's a lot of confusion around your role and the amount of work that you do, and you're feeling a little bit do I want to keep doing this shit? Or am I allowing my boundaries to be violated? There's a little bit of that going on. Fortunately or unfortunately, I see that energy continuing just a tiny bit, where you will continue to feel a little bit like other people are maybe not working as hard as you in a team, or maybe you feel you're continuing to do work that you don't want to do. But I do see it coming to an end, and ultimately where your life is headed is finding the job or the work that you really want to do, to truly be responsible and build for your long-term future. We get the Moon, which by the way is a Piscean energy, so you could be Pisces too. What I get though is that there are some sacrifices that you have to make. So maybe you recognize that there are certain things you have to leave behind. This just came to me. I feel like it's not just purely work. I think you're realizing that there might be relationships that you have to leave behind, like even like lovers, where you feel like, oh my gosh, like not only am I working more than others in like my actual job, I'm also working more and giving more in this fucking relationship. And then I can't do that anymore. Like I need you to pull the weight. If not, like I'm out. Like I get that energy a little bit. So I feel like where your life is headed in general is you literally cutting people out and cutting jobs out and cutting things out that don't deserve you and are not worth your time because they don't pull their weight. That is literally what I see. And that process can be a little bit heartbreaking because I don't really feel like you like to let things go. And I also don't feel like you like to make decisions per se. But I think you've reached a threshold where you're like, nah, I gotta do this for me. And I think you also recognize, and you're gonna recognize more and more and more that we get the Queen of Cups energy here. And this is someone who's like very empathetic and sensitive. It's a water sign. And she or he doesn't want to say no, she or he doesn't want to disappoint, but you're realizing that like now you have to like cut things and cut people loose because it's just like, how can you let this go on for much longer when you are a finite human being with finite amount of energy? People can't just like keep on taking shit from you. So ultimately where your life is headed is Knight of Pentacles, and this is like a very responsible energy. And before you think that's boring, let me explain. It's very much of like a it's like paying the difficult dues now so that ultimately you can be where you need to be in the future. And so basically where your life is headed is a giant course correction so that you can position yourself in the best light possible for the long-term future, even if it means taking a step back now and slowing things down a little bit. This is obviously a high-level general reading, so it may or may not resonate. And normally we do have to go deeper to see like your actual specific energies. So I would love to hear from you if this resonated. If this is you and it resonated, please drop a comment. And yeah, I mean, overall, I'd say it's a pretty good read. Oh, and I also looked at what are you entering archetypically? Like what life chapter are you entering to as like a progression of your soul? Okay, this card has been coming up a lot lately, which is very interesting. Almost every other reading, but the Gnosis is all about being comfortable with the uncomfortable and gaining wisdom through unclarity and uncertainty. So this is all about understanding that there is a lot of wisdom in not having all the answers. So if I feel like before, if you were undecisive and didn't want to make a choice, or maybe you were stuck in a situation but didn't know how, like maybe you were there because you wanted security and certainty and you wanted answers. So like you'd rather be stuck with like a shitty answer than like an unknown answer. But you're choosing to enter this, which is like, you know what, even though I don't know what's going to happen, I'm just going to go for it because this other alternative that I'm stuck on is bullshit anyway. So I really get that coming up for you, which is huge. The Gnosis is like a very, very wise archetype. I like this. I love this reading for you. I think it's incredible what's coming up, and it's a painful yet super necessary path to take, I feel like, to greater enlightenment and bettering yourself. So yeah, I hope this resonated. Please drop a comment. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you at your next video. Hi, group 2. Okay, so as you know, I don't know what the hell these cards are. They're always picked live, like literally minutes before shooting. So we'll see what comes up, okay? So where the hell are our lives headed? Because let me tell you, this pandemic and quarantine's got everyone very confused and anxious, and that's why I got a lot of requests around this. So we'll see. So we got the King of Wands, the Empress, Three of Cups, Chariot, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Okay, we get water, earth energy here. Actually specifically got Cancer. So if that's you, drop a comment. I'd love to see that. Okay, so let's see. I feel like your life beforehand was actually pretty good. Like there was a sense of abundance and creativity. Um, it's almost like things were a little bit too good to be true, or you were just sort of carefree is what I get. You kind of got to do whatever you got to do. This is like in the past leading up to now, and feeling like, okay, like I'm coasting in life. That's kind of the vibe that I get here. There's actually no shoe to drop. What I see going forward is still pretty good. So we have happy friendships and relationships coming up. That's clarified by the Three of Cups, which is beautiful. I love to see that. So you have like, oh God, this is not. So you have like, you know, good people coming into your life, I feel like, that are very supportive, fun energies. Um, so let me put it this way. I feel like in the past, you were very focused on creating opportunities for yourself, and they were yielding results, which felt very good. Now I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a less of like a creative action, like output phase, and you're moving more into like the minutia and the details of life phase. So, and that in and of itself is going to be successful because we get the chariot, which means success. But then right after that, I see you just like kind of like grinding and like working, and not in a bad way. This all means like work that will pay off. Nine of Pentacles means someone who's like very comfortable in their own skin and is like, you know, pretty good at managing their resources. Although something just came to me, be mindful of how you spend your energy, especially on people. Not everyone deserves your attention. I don't know why I get that. So really odd messages coming up. The Six of Pentacles is like a final outcome card. Also means that you'll be working a lot, but so here, watch. So in the past, it's about, we get the Empress and the King of Wands, which is about like forward momentum. Like, yeah, let's do this. Let's make this shit happen. Like, you know, it's very like go, 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 but with little execution. This is execution. So I feel like you're moving away from like the very feel good, kumbaya, like blase energy into, okay, let's hunker down and do stuff. And it doesn't feel bad. So I feel like you're gonna have people along the way, Three of Cups, that are very supportive and cheer you on, but ultimately what you're gonna do is like, you know what, in order to be successful, I gotta like kind of like pull my energy back to me, focus on me, and not give away, you know, all my ideas and all my like love and affection to all these fucking random people. So I see you like starting out with like a very amazing creative energy, which is what got you here and it fueled you, but I see you kind of like narrowing down, hunkering down, and like just getting very grounded to like getting shit done. And like it's like you're in spiritual terms, you're moving from like inception or visualization into manifestation. I feel like that's kind of what's happening, which is cool, by the way. So if you have a project that you've been working on and this resonates and you're getting into like execution mode, drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So now let's look at what you're entering archetypically. Like, what energy are you entering archetypically? Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. You're becoming the shapeshifter. So the shapeshifter is someone who sort of rises to the occasion and like meets the new challenge that comes up. And sometimes what that means is like you have to change. Like your values and your beliefs and your ways of thinking has to change to meet that new paradigm. So you're like shape shifting yourself to like meet a new goal, so to speak. I feel like, here, if you want to see the picture, I feel like the shapeshifter, one thing you have to be mindful of is to like not compromise your values. Make sure that you are still true to yourself and not like over bending or over changing or like over compromising what you stand by just so that you could like appease a team member or like appease like your mom or something like that, you know? So if that resonates, definitely let me know. I feel like what I just said is only for very specific people, but I would love to hear from you. Okay, so this is obviously a very high level read, but overall I'm pretty excited for all the stuff that's coming your way. I do offer private readings if you want to go deeper. All the descriptions are linked below. So that's all I have for you today, Pile 2. I hope to see you at the next video, and enjoy the rest of your week. Hey Group 3, okay, are you ready for your reading? I don't know what these cards are going to be. I always pull them right before the recording. So I am in it for the surprise just as much as you are. Okay, so let's see. Where the fuck is your life going? Everyone's very confused and scared because of this like quarantine and pandemic and also like the spike in unemployment. But that doesn't have to be you. So let's see what's coming up, okay? All right, we got the Page of Swords, the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, Ten of Cups, King of Wands, oh wow, okay, lots of fire energy, especially Aries, rising sun, moon, Venus, Mars, but doesn't have to be, like, don't focus on that. Okay, so I feel like you're leaving behind anxiety. You're leaving behind anxiety and you're entering like executive mode. Like, you know what? I gotta pull my shit together and stop freaking the fuck out. Like, that's how you're thinking. And I see you marching forward towards your goals. I see a long-term relationship coming around the corner for you too. This means like a happy, unconventional relationship. We got 10 of Cups. This is the Aries energy, the Emperor. And by the way, all my cards are linked in the description below. If you think they're pretty, go check them out. So it's funny because you're leaving anxiety, you're starting to attract more opportunities. Whoever this is, I wouldn't be surprised if you get a new job somehow, some way. If it's not a new job, a new gig, you might even be starting your own company. I get like a sense of newness here, and you're entering, in that process, you're entering into like a really happy relationship or like a harmonious relation. So here's the thing, this is not for all of you. This is just for some of you, and it just came to me. You have the ability to have this in your life at this time, like a very happy, long-term, unconventional kind of relationship. But what's standing in your way is like you. Like, I feel like you are very good at what you do, but can get very dictatorial, if that makes sense. Like, very assertive and direct, and that could like scare some people. So you could absolutely have this 10 of Cups energy and manifest this, but then this is what's getting in the way. King of Wands. So alternatively, what this could mean is that you might find yourself like, you know, kind of struggling to balance between something new, like a relationship, versus like a new job. Like, I feel like a bunch of new stuff is coming into your life and you're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? How do I juggle all this shit? So I see in the long run what's gonna happen for you is Two of Wands, which is sort of like moving forward, but listening to your head and not your heart. So this is my word of caution to you. If you are someone who's been wanting to attract this, you know, relationship into your life, make sure that you truly make the space for it and not repel it, you know, because of your anxiety about work, or like because you feel like your life is not going anywhere and like you want to like double down on it and can't do anything else at this time. Like, just make sure that you're making a decision, balancing your head and your heart, not entirely just your head, okay? I like to use tarot not just for divination, but like personal development tool. So this is kind of like what I would say to you as feedback, so that you can like tweak your energy, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see what you were entering archetypally. So you're entering, okay, the empty room, which makes total sense. This totally resonates. So the empty room, don't be scared. It's a good archetype card. It's about possibilities. It's like a room is empty. You can fill it with whatever you want. It means that you are starting to really, remember how I said manifestation, like you're starting to attract and make space for all these things in your life? That's what the empty room means. So your job is to now carefully populate what you want the room to be filled with, and you don't have to go all hard, like all in on just one thing. You don't have to like go all in on like, you know, like the job stuff, like the Ace of Wands stuff. Like, there are people who think that they have to sacrifice everything to achieve success. That's bullshit. Like, I've seen a lot of people who have it all, and that could be you. So I feel like your manifestation powers is super high right now. So just make sure that like you're very aware and conscious of what it is you really want in your life and what it is you believe that you think you deserve and want. Okay, so overall, your life is headed in an amazing direction. You have an opportunity to attract love and new jobs into your life. Just be very, very mindful of the head versus the heart, okay? Okay, cool. I hope this resonated. This is a general reading, so if you would like to go deeper, I do offer private readings that you can, like, you know, check out the link in my bio. Otherwise, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe, please, like, duh. And I will see you at your next video. Hey, group 4, welcome back. Okay, so are you ready? I don't know any of these cards before I pick them. I I literally picked these cards right before recording, so I am in it for the surprise just as much as you are. Okay, let's see. So what the fuck is happening with our lives, right? There's quarantine, there is the global pandemic, it's very unclear, unemployment is super high right now. Let's hope that's not you. So let's see what we got here, okay? So, and by the way, all my cards are linked in the description below. If you like them, if you think they're pretty. Hierophant, I get Taurus energy here. A lot of earth. A lot of earth, very interesting. So I get Taurus energy, potentially Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. Okay, all right, so I get that in the past you've had a lot of success and you're kind of like feeling that success right now. You're like, yeah, I got this shit. Like, you know, you're riding that high a little bit. Well, what's coming your way right off the bat is some kind of a relationship. It looks pretty good. Three of Cups means happy friendships, relationships, so that's good. Leading up to it, what I see is the Hanged Man clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So, I feel that you will be moving or traveling somewhere, possibly going back home. I see travel and distance for you. I also see you making some kind of a compromise. It's almost like you have to go somewhere where you don't want to go or something like that. Or you have to do a... I also wouldn't be surprised if you make more money or landed a new opportunity, but it's not necessarily like a to the T what you want to do. Basically, like you get abundance, like you're getting something good, but there's like this like slight like it's not 100% what I wanted, but it's 80 and I'll take it. Like there's a little bit of that energy, which by the way I think is still better than not. Like it's still better than nothing. Okay, so just know that you have more money and potentially a new relationship coming your way, but you just have to learn how to compromise, because I feel like you might have to cherry pick, and you might have to cherry pick some things you want and then let go of some things you don't want, if that makes sense. So if this resonates with you, please drop a comment, because I love hearing feedback and, you know, hearing about the real life scenarios that occurs. But that's actually a really good thing. And what is also coming up for you is Three of Pentacles. So I feel that you will be working on a small team to make money. I just feel like what's really coming up is like money mixed with people for whatever reason. So I see partnerships coming right up, and that's a good thing. So what could have happened already for some of you, not all of you, is maybe you've already gotten a new job or a new gig, and it requires travel or something like that. And what's left now is to actually do it, and meaning to actually do the traveling, to actually meet the people and to form new friendships. So you've planted the seeds and you've gotten some results, but now you gotta like, you know, like work at it, which is not a bad thing. And I actually really like this energy. I like what's coming up for you. I get a lot of like busyness. So just keep in mind, because I also like to use tarot as like personal development tool. By the way, this is supposed to be Hanged Man, but in this deck, they call it Hanged Woman. Fucking fantastic. Anyway, one thing you have to know is that I feel like everything you ever wanted will come to you, but you have to be really mindful and aware of not taking it for granted. Because when I see the Hanged Woman or the man, the feeling that I get is like, it's okay. You know, it's like, that's kind of like the feeling. And no, dude, like you have such amazing shit coming up. Like don't take any bit of it for granted. Like don't. That's how you actually repel abundance. So if you catch yourself feeling like, you know, it's not exactly what I wanted, but like I guess I have to settle for it. Like don't get into that mindset. Just pull yourself out and be like, you know what, universe, thank you. Just like be grateful. Okay, so let's look at what's going on for you archetypally. Like what archetype are you entering? Okay, this makes a lot of sense. You got the underworld archetype. So this is about facing your fears. This is also about... It's so funny because there's like the shadow archetype, but the underworld has a different feeling. Like the shadow attribute is like, pardon me, the shadow archetype is like embracing parts of yourselves that you don't know and like you repel. Underworld is literally like your deepest, darkest fears, but there is like gold once you embrace your underworld archetype, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is what's gonna happen. I'm just using my ESP. You were kind of bumbling along in life, pretty happy with what you got and what's coming your way. And then boom, you might realize like, oh shit, there are things here that are triggering me for whatever reason. So for example, like what's coming to mind is like I once had this fucking cool high paying job. Turns out it really was triggering for me because everybody around me was like so much better than me. So that's when I learned like, holy shit, like I have all these like insecurities that I didn't even know I had. I kind of feel like that's coming up for you. One way to ride that out is to know that you are supported and surrounded by kindred spirits. I actually feel like there will be a lot of people like holding your hand and like supporting you. So don't take that for granted either. Okay, I hope this resonated. If this is you and if this describes your situation, please drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. My cards are also linked in the description, so you can always go check it out. And I do offer private readings if you want to go deeper, but for now I feel like this can do. This is just a 30,000 foot view, remember that. So it's totally okay if this is not exactly your situation, but I would like to hear from you regardless. Okay, so that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you at your next video. Please vote for my next video topic. I think I know what you guys are gonna vote, but I wanna see it anyway. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, definitely follow me on Instagram and vote the next pick a card topic. And once again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. Thanks guys, bye.